Have you ever thought that someone you know or once knew could one day die? Or you yourself would one day die? Or that best friend of yours would one day die? I think this is a question that most of us have never thought about. Some of us have thought about themselves dying, but not other people unless they are sick. Now, today is probably another of my saddest days. I'm just relaxing at home and I am going through online news and I get a pop of Opera News and I see the name that I know. So curiously, I quickly click on it on my phone and I'm like, no, this is not the Caleb I know. So I look at the picture and then I'm like, this is not him. So I just brush it off. But the headline says that a city bus kills a famous cyclist. So I'm like, well, my friend was a cyclist, but he was not famous. So I'm still trying to deny, but something within me is telling me, okay, just continue scrolling down, read the story and get to know if he's the one or not. So I continue, I scroll down and I see another picture and I'm like, this somehow looks like him, but the mouth doesn't look like him, you're trying to convince yourself. Then another photo shows up where he's not wearing the helmet, he's not wearing the glasses, and boom, that's when it hits me that you just have to accept it. This is him. I put my phone on the table and I pushed my chair back and I said, no, this cannot be. I don't want to see this. He's not the one. He's not the one. Then an idea comes to my mind and I'm like, okay, can you call his line? Because I was supposed to call him the day before yesterday. I didn't call him. I was supposed to call him yesterday. I didn't call him. Then this morning I said, where's my notebook? I need to write down, because I normally write down the people that I'm supposed to call today, the errands that I'm supposed to run today, my to-do list, So I walk around the house and I come back. After putting off the music that was playing, I put off the gas because I was cooking. Now I come and sit down and I'm like, let me call him. I call the Airtel line, it's not going through. I call the Safaricom line, it's not going through. I go to the WhatsApp seen yesterday evening. I'm like, wow, he was there yesterday evening, so this is not him. So I send him a message and I say, hi, how are you doing? Kindly call me back as soon as you get this. I'm still trying to deny. Then I come and sit down and I'm like, what should I do next? A thought came to my mind, call a mutual friend. Because this friend, this is how I know him. By the way, I didn't let you know, this is how we met with Caleb. I went to a shop to buy my bike and I found him there. Apparently he sells bicycle parts. He used to sell bicycle parts. And I felt like, okay, because the money I have is only enough for the bike. And he's like, no, I know you might not buy today, but let me just show you what I normally sell. Then he gives me the light, he gives me this, he shows me that. And even the clothing, I'm like, okay, wow, this is so nice, but today I won't buy because I don't have the money. So we exchanged contacts and that's how we started talking. That's how we became friends. Then when I had the money to buy the bicycle light, I called him and I told him, hi, I need lights. Do you have some? And he's like, no, but I know a friend of mine who has. So let me talk to him. If he has, then I'll call you, because I needed the light that has a horn, kind of. It's pretty nice. So later he got back to me and he was like, I'm not coming to town today, but the friend who is selling can actually deliver it to you where you are. So he sends his friend, whose name is Montali. He sends him and he delivers it to me at Parklands, at my friend's place where I was at the time. And that's how come I knew Montali. So I decided right now, let me call Montali, because they are close friends. He might know whether this is true or not. Then I composed myself, made that phone call. And when the phone rang and I'm like, hi Montali, how are you? And he's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, please tell me it's not true. And without hesitation, what I did not want to hear, what I did not want to think about, what I had been denying and refusing that it's true, he just said it point blank. Imagine it's true and we are waiting for information. I just told him, I broke down and I told him that I would call him later. So right now I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh God, a precious life has been lost just like that. It's so hard to believe that he's gone. He was a really young man, so energetic, so outgoing and funny. He had so many ambitions. I mean, he had so many things to achieve that he was dreaming about, and just a crazy driver just cut all that short. It's so sad. I'm going to miss him, and may I just send my condolences to the family and other friends. I know it's hard for us to believe and to accept, but I pray that God is going to help us through this journey together. Till we meet again, rest in peace, my dear friend Caleb. You taught me a lot. You're the one who encouraged me how to get the best bicycle parts, where to get them, who to contact. And you are the one who encouraged and insisted that it was so important for me to get a helmet, even though I didn't want to get it. But for me, for ladies, we don't like anything to tamper with our hair, you know. So he is the one who encouraged me that, you know what? And this is how I put it to him. I told him, I don't like anything to tamper with my head or my hair. And he told me, if you don't want anything to tamper with your hair, so you won't wear a helmet, the pavements next to the road are going to tamper with your head. That means when I get hit or I fall down whilst on the bike, my head is going to be at risk because it's not protected. And I'm so glad that I listened to him. I went and bought my helmet. And guess what? The day I went to buy my helmet, where I went to buy it, even though I had been referred to that person by another friend who doesn't know Caleb, I met him there. So Caleb was such a charming young man, and most people knew him. If you were someone who was interested in cycling and had a bike, you probably knew Caleb. Oh, it's so sad that we have lost this precious soul. Rest in peace, my dear friend.